Imagine an ancient book that tells you the secrets of how everything really began. This book, known as the Book of Jubilees, contains extraordinary tales that surpass your imagination. It explains how animals, plants, and people were created and reveals secrets about the universe, time, and how we're not alone. The modern Bible actually banned this book from its pages. It's almost like someone wanted to keep these stories hidden from us. The Book of Jubilees talks about something incredible, a universal clock set by God Himself. This book asserts that God Himself created time in a unique manner, meticulously arranging it into a year of 364 days. The purpose of this sacred calendar was to assist people in living in harmony with the universe and God's plan. But most people forgot about it and started following different calendars, ones that don't match this divine rhythm. It warns us that following the wrong calendar isn't just a small mistake, it's a dangerous one. It says we lose sync with the universe when we lose sync with this divine clock. It's as if we're not participating in the collective dance of the world. This could lead to a sense of chaos in our lives. Imagine if each season and sunset served as a gentle reminder, reminding us of a plan we should have followed but had somehow forgotten. When God made the world, He didn't just bring people, plants, and animals into existence. He created time as a divine structure, shaping it into a flawless pattern. The book describes a year of 364 days, divided into 4 seasons of exactly 91 days each, with perfect symmetry. This solar calendar doesn't shift like our current calendars. Jubilees explains that this solar calendar adheres to a stable pattern, guiding people to live in harmony with the universe and God's laws. In this structure, each season, month, and week has its place, with the Sabbath and other holy days consistently falling on the same days every year. Unlike the more common lunar calendars of ancient cultures, this solar calendar was steady, keeping everyone aligned with the divine schedule set by God. To Jubilees, this sacred calendar wasn't just about counting days. It was about living in unity with God's original design, a pattern that reflects the structure of creation itself. One of the most fascinating parts is the story of the first day of creation. According to this book, before creating the earth and everything on it, God first created the angels. These angels weren't simply beings of light. They had responsibilities that directly affected the cosmic order. Some angels guided the sun, moon, and stars, overseeing the movements of the heavens. Others became guardians of God's laws, messengers who would teach humans the divine ways. The role of angels is like nothing else found in traditional biblical stories. People view them as stewards of the universe's equilibrium, guaranteeing that every cosmic cycle, seasons, time, and even days, conforms to God's divine plan. This order isn't just for humans to observe, it's a framework that the angels themselves follow, making them part of a universal harmony that spans both heaven and earth. Jubilees emphasizes the importance of this divine calendar. The book insists that following the 364-day calendar is the only way to live according to God's will. Anything else, it warns, leads to a life out of balance with the universe. Jubilees describes how the Israelites and other cultures eventually adopted lunar calendars, where months and days shift each year, moving holy days to different dates. This, the book claims, disrupts the sacred rhythm and brings about chaos. The lunar calendar, according to Jubilees, is a mistake, a corruption of the original order that God set up. This idea might sound strict, but to the writers of Jubilees, keeping this exact schedule was as important as following any commandment. The book suggests that failing to follow this solar calendar isn't just an error, it's a form of disobedience against God's design. Imagine receiving instructions to maintain the harmony of the universe and then choosing to disregard them. That's the kind of warning Jubilees give. In this sense, the solar calendar becomes more than a way of keeping time. It becomes a path to staying connected to God's cosmic plan. One of the most intriguing things is that its solar calendar still has a place in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where the book is considered sacred. The Ethiopian calendar has 13 months, with 12 months of 30 days each and one short month of 5 or 6 days to match up with the solar cycle. This is strikingly similar to the sacred time structure that Jubilees describes. Could it be that the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is one of the last communities to preserve this ancient way of counting time, a reminder of a lost divine order? For those who still follow the calendar described in Jubilees, it isn't just about tradition. They use it as a means to connect with a cosmic rhythm and pay homage to a divine timeline they believe God established at the beginning of creation. The Book of Jubilees introduces the idea that God created laws that aren't just for people to follow. They're rules that govern the entire universe. These aren't simply instructions on how to live. They're cosmic guidelines that help everything from the stars to humans stay aligned with God's order. Jubilees reveals that these laws existed long before Moses received the renowned commandments on Mount Sinai, adding to their remarkable nature. The book refers to these rules as heavenly tablets, and which are believed to hold God's eternal commandments. God's laws didn't just suddenly appear during the time of Moses. Because of the divine plan, they were there from the start. God blessed the first humans, Adam and Eve, with specific rules to live by, including the observance of the Sabbath, the day of rest. This wasn't just a rule about taking a break. It was a way of living that aligned humans with the divine rhythm of the universe. By following the Sabbath, people could connect to the cycle of rest and work that God established during the creation of the world. Then, even before the Israelites formally codified these ancient laws, figures like Noah and Abraham continued to observe them. For instance, Jubilees asserts that Abraham observed the Sabbath, offered sacrifices, and adhered to purity laws long before the Mosaic law codified these practices. In this view, God's laws weren't new or invented during Moses' time. They were timeless, given to humanity right from the beginning as part of an eternal, unchanging order. People view God's laws as part of a sacred agreement or covenant between God and humanity, not just as rules. This covenant is more than just a list of do's and don'ts. It's like a promise where God pledges to bless those who follow his ways, while humanity promises to live in harmony with the divine plan. And this covenant isn't just for people on earth. It extends to the angels as well, who are expected to follow God's commandments in the heavenly realm. The concept of a universal covenant unites human beings and angels under a single divine order, implying a connection between everyone and everything in God's plan. Each law serves a specific purpose, aligning humanity with the cosmic order. For instance, the law of purity, following certain guidelines to stay clean in body and spirit, wasn't just about hygiene. It was about keeping one's life in harmony with divine principles. These laws, according to Jubilees, help people live in a way that reflects God's original design for the world. By adhering to these commandments, humanity can maintain a close connection with the sacred rhythm that underpins the universe. The Book of Jubilees emphasizes that following God's laws isn't just a matter of obedience. It's crucial for maintaining balance in the world. When people and nations follow these laws, they're participating in the divine order, helping to keep everything aligned with God's cosmic plan. But when they stray from these commandments, chaos and disorder can occur. According to the book, failing to observe the divine laws disrupts the harmony of creation, leading to spiritual confusion and even disaster. It tells a larger story about how God's plan, established at the beginning of time, continues to shape the world. The heavenly tablets record this plan, serving as a blueprint for the universe's intended operation. Humanity's role in this plan is to live in harmony with these divine laws, not because it's required, but because it's the way to stay connected to the essence of creation itself. It's not just a story about the past, it's a vision of how the universe works and a call to stay aligned with the sacred order that has been in place since the beginning. Next, we'll delve into how these laws and divine plans impact key figures in biblical history. showing us what it means to live according to God's original design. In traditional stories, Adam is simply the first human, tasked with caring for Eden. But in the Book of Jubilees, Adam's role is far greater. He is portrayed as a keeper of God's earliest laws, which included the Sabbath and purity commandments. According to Jubilees, when God created Adam, he gave him rules that were not just for Adam, but meant for all of humanity. These laws were a way for Adam and his descendants to stay connected to God and to the cosmic order. It is believed that even angels guided Adam, making sure he comprehended the significance of these laws and learned how to abide by them. Jubilees presents Adam as more than just the first man. He is a figure responsible for preserving God's laws on earth. He wasn't just a caretaker of the garden. He was the first covenant keeper, responsible for observing God's rules and passing them on to his children. In this way, Adam's role in Jubilees becomes deeply symbolic. Adam serves as a model for the harmonious coexistence of humanity with divine law. The traditional Bible remembers Abraham for his faith and his journey to the Promised Land. But Jubilees adds an entirely new layer to his story. Here, Jubilees portrays Abraham as a bold revolutionary who challenges his family's idol worship. The story begins with young Abraham noticing his father's idols and questioning why they worship images of stone and wood. According to Jubilees, Abraham's father, Terah, was deeply involved in idol worship, which horrified young Abraham. In one daring moment, Abraham destroys his father's idols, making a powerful statement that he would only worship the one true God. Abraham's defiance against idolatry establishes him as a chosen leader, guiding his people back to God's ways. Jubilees portrays Abraham as a figure who stands firmly against the spiritual corruption around him, even within his own family. He isn't just a follower of God, he is a champion of divine law and purity, prepared to sacrifice anything to uphold his faith. This makes Abraham not only the father of a nation, but also a symbol of unwavering commitment to divine truth. In Genesis, Jacob's story is one of personal struggle and family rivalry. However, the Book of Jubilees portrays Jacob's life as a fulfillment of a divine destiny established long before his birth. Jubilees reveals that Jacob was always meant to inherit the covenant, while his twin brother Esau was destined to stray from God's path. Before Jacob and Esau were even born, God foretold that the younger brother Jacob would continue the line of righteousness. This wasn't just a twist of fate, it was part of a cosmic plan written on the heavenly tablets. Jubilees also portrays Jacob as someone specially chosen by God, receiving teachings directly from angels. These angels guided him, helping him understand the importance of divine laws. Jacob's role was not just to receive blessings, but to become the steward of God's commandments. By living in accordance with divine law, Jacob ensured that his descendants would carry on this sacred tradition. In Jubilees, Jacob isn't just a cunning brother who wins the birthright. He is a central figure in a spiritual lineage, chosen to uphold and pass down the laws of God. Noah is best known for building the ark and surviving the great flood, but in the Book of Jubilees, he is also a guardian of purity and righteousness. The Book of Jubilees sheds light on Noah's selection to survive the flood, demonstrating that he was not merely virtuous in a broad sense. Noah strictly observed God's laws, including the Sabbath and rules of purity, which set him apart from the rest of humanity who had fallen into corruption. After the flood, Noah received a special covenant from God that emphasized the importance of living a pure and holy life. Jubilees describes how Noah faithfully followed the laws about sacrifice and purity entrusted to him. His descendants later received these rules as part of a renewed covenant, which guided them to live in harmony with God's design. Noah's story in Jubilees highlights the idea that following divine laws isn't just about obedience, it's about preserving the very order of creation. By observing these laws, Noah and his family maintained a sacred connection to God, helping to restore balance after the world had fallen into chaos. In the book of Jubilees, these figures, Adam, Abraham, Jacob, and Noah, are more than just individuals with personal faith. They are cosmic figures, each one playing a specific role in the divine plan that spans all of creation. Their lives and actions are connected to a larger eternal structure, guided by laws that existed before time began and were meant to last forever. Angels, who serve as messengers and protectors, guide them, ensuring they follow the path that keeps them in harmony with God's plan. If you found value in today's journey, consider tapping the Super Thanks button below. By supporting us, you're helping us dig even deeper into the world's hidden histories, bringing lost knowledge back to life and sharing it with others. Through its unique perspective, we discover that every part of creation, the stars, the angels, and even the lives of people like Adam, Abraham, and Jacob, follows a sacred plan. In the Book of Jubilees, laws woven into the very fabric of existence, intended for both humans and angels, weave the universe together, not just for a single group or moment in history. This journey reveals a perspective that challenges us to reconsider our actions, traditions, and even the flow of time. Could it be that God Himself has established a rhythm for our lives? What if observing sacred times, like the Sabbath, or following divine laws isn't just about rules, but about maintaining the delicate balance of creation? And if so, what happens when we forget this balance, choosing to live outside this divine rhythm? For those who dare to explore the mysteries of this ancient book, the message is both awe-inspiring and haunting. It tells us that life is not random, that every moment has purpose, and that we participate in a greater plan than we realize. By keeping the divine laws and following God's calendar, the Book of Jubilees implies humanity can restore its connection to this sacred order, living in unity with the world, the heavens, and the Creator Himself. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.